Abdul Hafis. He heads the claims team in UAC. He's going to enlighten us and teach us on how and what a claim is, how agents and carriers are affected by a claim and what their liabilities. I wouldn't want to give a more elaborate explanation of Hafiz' expertise. I think he'll do justice, and I invite Hafiz for the presentation. Thanks.
There it is. Ahlan wa sahlan. What does that mean?
Welcome.
Welcome. You're all welcome here. It means well.
Thank you.
I cannot call hard. Okay. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Then I just wanted to know whether you are all with me. Okay. Please. Talk. See, my colonial masters, they have taught me English. And you know what they have taught me? That when you meet a person for the first time, you can address them with good morning. So it was not wrong, but anyhow. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I want that reaction from you. Okay. So first and foremost, I would like to request all of you to keep your mobiles in silent mode or switch it off. Okay? Let me do that. You know why? The problem is others will get disturbed, not me. Because whoever wants to know about this topic, they might get disturbed. So it's better that you don't disturb people. And if you want to answer the phone, you may go out and answer it and come back, if you wish to. So, and before I start with the topic handling cargo claims from a carrier's perspective, and that is my name, Abdul Hafis. I work for a company called UAC. I've got a few of my colleagues sitting here. And I would like to mention one thing. This is not a teaching session at all. You know the difference between teaching and training? Teaching is the transfer of information, the passage of information, or the passage of ideas, or the transfer of ideas from a higher domain to a lower domain. Okay? Now this is not a teaching session, because how many of you deal with a bill of lading on a daily basis? How many of you? Just can answer. See, I've got all experts here sitting. Okay? And I myself don't deal with a bill of lading on a daily basis. Okay? And the carrier's liability or the claims are related to a contract of carriage, which is the bill of lading. So I've got so many experts here who sit in front of me, and I myself am not an expert to teach you. But training, it's just a sharing of ideas, sharing of knowledge, sharing of information. Now, if I give you $1 and you give me $1 in return, how much do I have? No reaction at all. $1. But if I give you one idea, and I've got around 50 ideas sitting here, how much do I get? 51. Okay? At least I have 51 with me. So do you have 51 ideas with you. So make it a very interactive session. Okay? And let's all enjoy the session. Okay, this is not a very entertaining or interesting session. It is up to you to make it interesting. Okay? And you know what a claims department, if you have one in your organization, you know very well what that is. Okay, we'll come to that. So much for the intro. And what is the scope of presentation here? The scope of presentation simply, I've divided this topic into 6 commonly asked questions. What are those 6? What, which, where, when, who, and how. 5W and a H. Meaning, what are claims? Which are the types of cargo claims? Who launches a cargo claim? When are claims lodged? Where are claims lodged? and how are claims lodged? If you get answers to these 6 questions, well, you can all handle claims in your respective companies. So let's see what it is. What are claims? Which are the types of claims? Who lodges a claim? When are claims lodged? Where are claims lodged? And how are claims lodged, or how are claims processed? In the end, we will have a small question and answer session. This time you will not be asking me in the first phase of that. Instead, I will be asking you. Okay, we'll have a small quiz, and I've got 12 CDs with me. Whoever answers a simple question will get a CD. The details of the CD I will let you know during the course of the lecture. And that's quiz. And you have to be ready. You have to be with me throughout. Then you will get a CD. Okay. Now the scope of the presentation also includes what is cargo, because we are dealing with cargo claims. So you need to know what a cargo is, or what is cargo. We are dealing carrier's perspective in respect of a cargo claim. So you need to know what a carrier is. You need to know what liability is and why there should be carrier's liability. You should know, I'm not saying you should know, if you want to be a claims handler, well, it is better that you know the international conventions to combine transport and the parties who prepare those conventions. Then we will deal a little about the major conventions governing sea carriage, particularly reflecting carrier's liability. Then we will go through a little bit of the provisions in the UAE maritime law. We will touch upon general average, and we will touch upon a little bit of P&I insurance also. So much is the scope of presentation of today evening's topic, handling cargo claims. That is, we will deal with the 6 questions and we will deal with these topics. Then you can all go home happy. Right? So you all know what I am going to talk to you this evening. Yes. Okay, all of you know. Yes, okay, before I start, let me give you a small story. Okay, the story is about Mullah Nasruddin. I don't know how many of you have heard of Mullah Nasruddin. But Mullah Nasruddin is a very, very interesting character. If you go to Google and just Google Mullah Nasruddin, you will get so many of his jokes. Okay, this story about Mullah Nasruddin. He was on a Friday, sitting huddled in the corner of a mosque. The regular preacher who used to see, the Muslims know what I am talking about. On a Friday, there is a deliverance of sermons in the mosque. So the regular preacher who used to deliver these sermons, he did not turn up on that day. So they were searching for a man who could replace him. So they found Mullah Nasruddin, who was having a flowing beard and a green turban on his head. They thought, okay, this is the guy who is going to speak to us this afternoon. So they pull him up. He said, no, I'm not a preacher. I cannot do this. But they forcefully put him onto the podium. He stands there. He thinks what to say. He doesn't know what to say. I just imagine in a scenario where the Dubai Shipping Agents Association, they plan this class here. They don't have a plan B. I don't turn up. And one of you is picked and asked to speak on handling cargo claim. What kind of an embarrassment you would be having? Same thing Mullah Nasruddin was having there. So he stood there and he asked the same question which I just asked you. So do you know what is going to be talked about this afternoon? All of them said yes. And he said, then there is nothing for me to say, you all know it. And he walks up. Come next Friday, the same thing happens. The preacher does not turn up and he is again put onto the podium, but now the people know what he is going to ask. So he asks the same question. They say, no, we don't know. Then he says, in that case, there is no point in talking to you. Come third Friday, he repeats the same thing. I mean, the preacher does not turn up. Again, he is sitting huddled in a corner. He has to pray. It is a Friday. He is pulled onto the podium, plays there, stands there. Now they have already decided, you know. So the people have already decided. He is going to ask the same question. So half will say yes, and the other half will say no. he stood there and he asked the same question. So you know what I am going to speak to you this afternoon? Half of them put their hands up and say, yes, we know. And the other half says, no, we don't know. Now, the people, the audience there, they think that they have tricked Mullah. Mullah says, so in that case, you do one thing. Those who ever know, may please tell those who don't know. But I don't stand an option here, because you have all paid for this course, and I have to deliver something to you. So much for the story. So, shall we start? Yes. Okay. So, before we go into what are planes, we'll go into what is a cargo. You know what is a cargo? A cargo is something that moves. Okay? Something that moves is a cargo. Is a goods in a warehouse cargo? A goods in a warehouse, is it cargo? Yes. If it is static there, then you cannot call it a cargo. If it is on the move, you can call it cargo. Clear? So that is the definition of a cargo. Anything that moves on a ship or a plane, that is called a cargo. Okay, you see that it's moving on a ship there, and then moving on a plane. So that is a cargo, because we are dealing with such kind of cargo. We are not dealing with any other type of cargo which you might think. We are dealing about this kind of cargo which moves on a ship, basically. Because we are all from the ship. All of you are from the shipping industry, right? Yes. So that is the kind of cargo we are dealing about. So anything that moves on a ship or on a plane, goods are static, while cargo are goods that are shipped and on the move. So it can be a cargo if it is in a warehouse, provided it is on the move. Provided you have issued a bill of lading, okay? And as per the bill of lading, you are supposed to carry the cargo from one point to another point, and in between, even if there is a stoppage of that cargo, it still is not goods in the warehouse, it is cargo. So anything which moves is a cargo. The same merchandise could be goods in a warehouse and cargo on board a ship. That is what I have just explained to you. So this is what a cargo is all about. So we are dealing with cargo planes, and we are dealing with something which moves, and en route if something happens to that, which we will be coming to in a short while. Clear? So what are the types of cargo? So many. Okay, those are all types of cargo. So there are so many types of cargo. One is the bulk and the break bulk. Then there is the containerized cargo. There is the ro-ro cargo. There is tanks, livestock. So what is bulk cargo? It is packaged or non-packaged, but it is not containerized. Anything which is not containerized, but it is in bulk, whether it is packaged or not packaged, is a bulk cargo. Example, loose cement, grains, ores, sugar, etc. Okay, these are bulk cargoes. Now what is a break bulk then? Those are bulk. Then what is a break bulk? Anybody? Don't look there. I mean, whoever is dealing with break bulk cargo, please. Yes. It is packaged, but it is not containerized, but it is unitized. Okay? It can be either in bags or barrels, boxes, cartons, drums, pallets, sacks, etc. Then we have the containerized.